Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Silent Hill has to be well known for one of the most incredible soundtracks of all time. Now, this is a mystery game. Rather than playing the action horror, it's more of a psychological horror. The lighting is dark, so monsters can come out of the shadows rather than just zombies chasing you and you can see them a million miles away. Here, it's where Harry Mason is basically trying to find his daughter, Cheryl, after a crash on their holiday. Which makes me think, why did you want to go to Silent Hill for your holiday? Surely TripAdvisor had some really shocking reviews, thinking, I didn't make it out alive, I really shouldn't go there twice. But obviously good old Harry Mason thought, well, this looks really cool, the photos looks great, seeing those little kids walk around with knives, think this is the exact place I want to take my young daughter, we can have an absolute great time. Now, unlike Resident Evil, where you can try to run through and just kill things at willy-nilly, here you feel nervous with each step. Because, as I said, the monsters can come out of everywhere. This game wants to make you feel like you've got absolutely nowhere to go. It's like when I played the original Dead Space. I didn't even want to take one step forward because I was scared of what was coming around the corner. And unlike Resident Evil, which had static camera work, here the camera moves. Which, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because it means you can't see everything as soon as you walk into the next screen. And again, this game is built on the idea that anything can come out of the shadows and rip your cock off. Now, it may not have the effect of what it did back then, because, let's be honest, the graphics aren't as good as what we expect now. But Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 were considered masters of the genre. It gave us something a little bit different from just the violent gore. This was trying to get into your mind, to make it seem like, do not play this game on your own, don't play this game in the dark. Actually, imagine you play this game in the light, it'd be absolutely terrible. Like, surely you gotta play this in the dark. It's the only way you have to play it. Nightmare Creatures. Going in a completely different route is a hack and slash. This game takes place in 1834 in London, and basically where the nightmare creatures are going to take over the place if you don't get to the bottom of it and kill everything. It's a bloody hack and slash game where you can even chop the enemies in half, which is pretty cool. It's not as scary as others on the list, and let's be honest, if we were playing it now, it's probably more comical, but it's probably what I'd be doing if I had a sword and I saw zombies everywhere. I wouldn't be running away, I'd be trying to hack them, slash them like I was bleeding The Walking Dead. It'd be awesome. Like, imagine Leon Kennedy had the option of a sword. It'd be so much fun. The game is set in 19th century London, so it's very dark and grim, although to be fair, 21st century London is pretty much the same. But for some reason they decided this game needed tank controls, because that's what horror games had. Ugh. Not in a hack and slash, it's the worst control set you could have. Clock Tower. Now essentially, this could be called Clock Tower 2, because the first game was on the Super Famicom, which we never got, which was a big shame. It's a click and point game, which doesn't seem scary when you think about it. Like, did anyone think we'd be playing a click and play game on a PlayStation 1? I know they had a mouse for the thing, but I never even saw it in the wild. This PlayStation horror puts you back in the shoes of Jennifer Simpson, who's back working with the police to try and stop Scissorman. Yes, Scissorman is the one who's basically trapping you everywhere around the house and trying to kill you. And this is the whole point. When you're not doing the interlude stuff where the people are talking, you're trapped in a house where Scissorman could appear at any time. You're trying to do puzzles and solve stuff, and now he wants to come and kill you. And he really is just a man with a big pair of scissors, which is terrifying. Okay, let's get to the bad things. The voice acting's absolutely terrible and the graphics look like absolute dog poo. But when it comes to Scissorman, he's cool. When you see him, you can't really fight him. You've got to run, hide, or try and use items to stun him. And the whole cool thing about this is that he appears randomly. So sometimes you might hear the music and you think, okay, it's getting creepy now, he's going to come and get me. But then sometimes he'll just jump out randomly. And this depends on your playthrough as well. And even when you think you've got to a hiding spot, if you keep using that same hiding spot, he's going to click on and go after you, which will make the PP come out of my pants. I know I said the graphics weren't very good, but if you were to get yourself immersed into the experience and playing in the middle of the night with an absolute pitch black atmosphere, maybe with a candle, I imagine the graphics really wouldn't matter. Those jump scares and see a scissor man come after you would absolutely only make you cry. I really think you should give this one a go, if your underwear can take it. The Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Asriel. He was a vampire, and unfortunately, because he decided to evolve wings before his master Kain, who was in the previous game, Kain got a bit pissed off and decided to rip off his wings and give Asriel a bath and basically rip his face off. Yes, Asriel becomes a wraith because he's been in the bath for so long and he no longer has a bottom jaw. What he does have is a shroll, and it makes him look really cool, like he does look awesome. However, despite having no bottom jaw, he can somehow talk. That doesn't make sense. Like, hold your jaw with your hand. I can't talk. I can't. I know that seems silly, and I know that's not really good YouTube content because you can't see me doing it. I don't care. But you try and do that. It's ridiculous. Everyone try and talk without their bottom jaw moving. It's just not possible. Stupid. I know people could say I'm looking too far into this. I don't care. This is me. As he is no longer a vampire because he hasn't got a bottom jaw, he sucks souls from his enemies, becoming a wraith. And you have to fight through the living and spirit world, jumping between the two to solve puzzles, which is a very, very good idea. The game is extremely dark and bleak and has very, very moody lighting. There's barely any loading times and the music itself is just grim. I suppose that's the whole point of it. The bosses are grotesque, and in one of them you actually put them through essentially a meat grinder, which is pretty cool. However, this is a game you can get lost in, so yeah, take a guide. It's just a shame we don't get more of these. Yes, we've just had the remaster of 1 and 2, but I would like to see a modern day one. Parasite Eve. Anything that Konami can do and Capcom can do, Squaresoft could... No, I'm not doing that again. But Squaresoft basically want to do their attempt of horror games. And where's Nintendo? Oh, yeah, they had Luigi's Mansion. Parasite Eve is a survival horror and an RPG. Yes, it is. Apparently those things can go together. Now, for those who don't know, this was originally a book, and then a movie. And essentially, this is a movie sequel. Fair enough. Here you play as Aya, who's a rookie NYPD cop. It's always a rookie cop, isn't it? And she's on a date watching the opera, where probably thinking I want this to end, but everyone then turns into fire, because that's not usually how the opera ends. You know, it's usually when the fat lady sings, not when the cast and all the audience burst into flames. Aya has a gun on her, because of course she does, even on a date, and she tries to find out what the hell is going on. Now, there's RPG because there are random battles, yes, and they happen in real time, so it is an action strategy game. You have to run around and dodge the enemies and then charge to shoot. The monsters here are absolutely grotesque, and some of the weirdest combinations. You see an FMV of a rat becoming a rat-dog thing and make me think, yeah, is that going to be happening in New York soon? Like, are we going to get rats, like, basically look like these zombie dog things? The good old Squaresoft of that FMV just made me poo my pants. Aya then basically gains her own powers as you gain levels, because it's an RPG. As part of the game, Aya is travelling around New York City. Very slowly. I know she's in a dress and probably heels, but just get a wiggle on, lady. Dino Crisis. It's Resident Evil with dinosaurs. It's just perfect. The idea of that is absolutely perfect. Like zombies, yeah, zombies can be a threat, but zombies walk. Dinosaurs run. And they have a brain. Of some sort. Probably more of a brain than a zombie. Here you play as Regina, who is an incredible character design, by the way. And she's on the hunt to go get a mad scientist. And when she rocks up, dinosaur! Oh dear, it's all gone to pop because dinosaurs are on the island. Now, this feels a bit more akin to the first Resident Evil with the plot and with the acting, as it does have some really, really corny lines, but I don't care, I love it. It also has the tank control, so that's fun. But also it has respawning velociraptors. Yes, you think you've knocked them out or killed them, but they'll be back again to try and rip your face off. It also has a badass T-Rex. I don't care what anyone says, putting a T-Rex and you have to try and fight the thing is absolutely goddamn amazing. The one thing which really annoys me about the Dino Crisis games is that we've only had 3 of them. I don't know why Capcom don't release another one. If they released Dino Crisis 4, everyone would buy it. 100% it'd sell 2 million copies within a week. Straight away. Anything Resident Evil, we're all over it. So I guarantee we'd be all over this. Resident Evil 2. We are now out of the mansion and roaming through the city where there are zombies everywhere and everything seems to be on fire. This seems quite terrifying because originally in the mansion, well, it was quite a secluded area and there's just you and some zombie dogs coming through the windows. But here you're now in a city where you have no idea what's coming at you in any direction. Although in reality, whilst it does seem like you're roaming through a free city, you are pretty much directed where you're meant to go. But it didn't care when we were kids, it was still horrible. Here you follow 2 characters. Leon Kennedy, who's on his first day at the Raccoon City Police Department. What a great day, probably his last day as well. As Claire Redfield also attempted to find Chris from the first game. The game has that Resident Evil feel. The tank controls think you feel like you've got nowhere to go, you've got to master the storage system, and it's absolute perfection here. Do I need that item? Can I just leave that healing item for later? I might be able to get around it, although in reality, I'm going to die without it. You also need to master that save system because you've got limited ink ribbons to do so on the typewriters. Should I save here? Should I not? If you're too overcautious, that could be it for the rest of the game. Now, the box art alone is simply haunting. I remember seeing that as a kid and thinking, no, this game is far too scary for me. I know we look at it now and it's not as scary as you think it's going to be, but back then, those graphics were absolutely petrifying. The saying about the graphics, they were dramatically better than the first one, as were the characters and just the whole story. And it also introduced Ada Wong. God damn, woman. In this game, you're fighting everything from zombies to even giant crocodiles, because that makes complete sense. Resident Evil 2 has also received a remake, which was an incredible effect in bringing that to the modern day era and making us all poo-poo our pants yet again. But Resident Evil 2, I felt, was where the series grew up. Gone were the cheesy lines from the first one, and it started to take itself and the plot a little bit more seriously. And that's it, some of the scariest games for the PlayStation 1. What do you think? Do you think I've got this right? Do you think there's ones I need to talk about? Or just let me know about your history with the ones I've mentioned. I'll see you all again in a few days for the video, but until then, you all take care of yourselves. My name's been Danny. Follow your dreams.